Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 5.
One child is said to be brain dead. His younger brother is fighting for his life following an accident Saturday on University Drive in Fargo. The boy's father is now charged with driving under the influence. Valley News Team's Rose Itzkovitz tells us how this tragedy happened.
A serious crash here on 13th Avenue South and University Drive South over the weekend involving two young children has one man arrested for driving under the influence. Fargo police in a Facebook post saying officers arrived on scene Saturday night to find a 5-year-old boy already removed from the vehicle by bystanders. The Meadows Nursing and Rehab confirms a worker performed CPR on him. Evidence of this crash still lingers, with debris all over the sidewalk and just a small part of this fire hydrant remaining. A nursing home staffer telling me it's lucky the driver hit the fire hydrant and not the home. Meanwhile, the boy's 7-year-old brother, still in the vehicle, was freed by Fargo Fire. The children's mother confirming what this GoFundMe site explains. The accident leaves the oldest son, Jason, brain dead, and 5-year-old Brandon fighting for his life. The children's past daycare provider posting on Facebook, the owners are devastated to receive the news. The father, 31-year-old Christopher Devine of Fargo, now being charged with driving under the influence. He and another unnamed front seat passenger were also transported to a local hospital. Fargo police had no additional comment. They say an accident report is still unavailable as the case is pending prosecution. In Fargo, Rose Itzkovitz, Valley News Live.
Fargo Public Schools confirmed with us the 7-year-old involved in the crash was a student at Washington Elementary. They will have guidance counselors available at the school to help students and staff deal with the situation. To read more, head to our website, valleynewslive.com, and click on this story. NDSU police are investigating after a student was found dead in a residence hall on campus this afternoon. Police say the body was found in Churchill Hall. They do not suspect foul play and say there's no threat to the public. Anyone affected by this is encouraged to contact the NDSU Counseling Center for support. So far today, no weather worries. Justin, should we expect a quiet evening too?
It looks that way. Thank you, Andrea. Good evening, everybody. Yes, temperatures slightly cool for this time of year, as most of us right now into the low to mid 30s, although it is cooler into the Devil's Lake Basin as they're near 30, and out toward Bemidji again with a warm spot with temperatures now into the upper 30s. We should be into the lower 40s this time of year. We have winds light and variable, mainly 5 to 10 miles per hour across the region. More cloud cover off to the south and to the west, and clear skies off to the north and to the east as we stay dry for another night. Maybe a slight increase in clouds in the Fargo area as temperatures fall back into the lower 20s for evening plans. The wind continues to be light and variable. We'll continue our gradual warm up over the next couple of days, and then we stay mainly dry through most of the next week. We'll give you the full details coming up later in the newscast.
All right, thanks, Justin. One man was taken to jail after a high-speed chase reaching over 100 miles per hour in Grand Forks. Authorities say it started this morning around 2 o'clock just south of the city. A deputy noticed a suspicious vehicle and tried to pull it over after it committed a traffic violation. The car took off, reaching speeds of 110 miles per hour. After a 9-mile chase, the driver was arrested. 31-year-old Derek Fuglum of Grand Forks faces multiple charges, including fleeing and reckless endangerment. Authorities in Crookston, Minnesota are asking for your help finding the culprit involved in a residential burglary. Police responded to a burglary report about 4:45 Friday evening. They say someone entered the home on Friday between the hours of 10:15 a.m. and 4:30 p.m. through a window and stole a black safe. Inside that safe, a substantial amount of money, gold bracelets, necklaces, and rings, as well as other items. If you have any information involving this crime, you can call Crookston Police at 218-281-3111. Classes were dismissed at 1 this afternoon at Moorhead High School because of a sewer backup. School leaders say all Moorhead High School after-school and evening activities, including the AccuPlacer exam and orchestra concerts, are canceled. A lawyer best known for representing an adult film actress in a lawsuit against President Trump now faces federal charges of financial crimes. The U.S. Attorney for the Central District of California says Michael Avenatti is accused of embezzling from a client, falsifying records to get millions of dollars in bank loans, and failing to file tax returns. Investigators say IRS workers found irregularities while trying to collect payroll taxes from two of Avenatti's businesses, a law firm and a coffee company. And then investigators found much more, according to prosecutors.
A corrupt lawyer who instead fights for his own selfish interests by misappropriating close to $1 million that rightfully belonged to one of his clients. The complaint also alleges that Mr. Avenatti obtained bank loans worth millions of dollars through fraud.
Avenatti was arrested in New York City, where he faces separate charges in another case. The FM community is rolling up its sleeves as city officials are meeting to discuss the steps being put into place to get ahead of a possible flood. The city of Fargo needs volunteers to help reach its goal of 1 million sandbags. Cass County is also preparing sandbags this week with a goal of 300,000. Fargo Mayor Tim Mahoney is making it a priority to be ahead of the game for this flood fight.
What we don't ever do in Fargo is we don't lose a flood fight. We will be prepared, and we can store the sandbags if we don't need them, but it's always that effort to get them ready to go if we need them. And what a lot of people remember in 2009, it was a little chaos. It was a tremendous amount of work done in 10 days. We don't want to have that chaos. We want to have this an orderly flood fight. So that's why I keep saying don't be complacent, but be ready.
Sandbag Central in Fargo opens tomorrow at 7 a.m. Cass County will begin filling bags on Wednesday. Speaking of the potential flood in the area, Clay County also declared a state of emergency while the Minnesota governor was in town today. Governor Tim Walz couldn't stress enough about flood mitigation in Minnesota and planning for a catastrophic flood. Governor Walz says this will help us and has helped us already save lives and property, which he says is the top priority.
Going back as far back as 97 or earlier, we get better each time at this. And I think, unfortunately, we get better because it's happened so much. But fortunately, I think it's reflective of how we do things in the upper Midwest collaboration.
Governor Walz says people should take recommendations on the flood seriously because people have lost lives in floods. Some areas of Valley Fair Amusement Park in Shakopee, Minnesota are underwater. Heavy snow and recent rains have caused the Minnesota River to overflow its banks. The flooding is not yet causing any issues for the park since it will not be open for another 50 days. It is a sweet event for an even sweeter reason. The Children's Miracle Network at Sanford Children's Hospital is hosting the 8th annual Sweet Miracles fundraiser. There will be both a silent and live auction, wine tasting, and of course, desserts. The funds from Sweet Miracles will go toward ensuring that Sanford Children's has the best equipment and programs for patients.
It just shows the importance of having a children's hospital right here in our community, and we are so fortunate to have the support of our community that makes the hospital stays the best of the best that we can for these kids.
The event begins at 6 p.m. and is taking place at the Courtyard by Marriott in Moorhead. A second North Dakotan this month has won $1 million playing the Powerball lottery. The state lottery office says the ticket, purchased by an Edgeley resident, matched all 5 white balls in the Saturday drawing to win the game's second prize. The odds are 1 in nearly 12 million. A Newtown resident also beat those odds earlier this month. The Powerball jackpot for the Wednesday drawing is $750 million. Special counsel